Hard work is not the reason you're not rich. In fact, believing that might be the biggest trap, because the problem isn't effort. It's structure. In America, the rule sounds simple. Work harder, stay disciplined, be patient. But millions of hard-working people are still financially stuck. They're not lazy, they're not irresponsible. They're just stuck. And that's not random. Effort increases income, but it doesn't increase control. And control is what builds wealth. When you trade time for money, your income has a ceiling. No matter how hard you work, time is limited. And if your income depends only on your time, you're limited. Hard work feels honorable. It gives identity. It gives pride. But being busy is not the same as building wealth. The system rewards ownership, not exhaustion. If you don't own assets, you're helping someone who does. Modern wealth is built through equity, assets, distribution, and leverage. Not just effort. Effort keeps you active. Ownership gives you power. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. But you do need to change the question. Stop asking, how can I earn more? Start asking, what can I own? Income pays bills. Ownership creates freedom. But here's the uncomfortable part. Even people who earn more money often stay trapped. Most people think the problem is income. It's not. The real problem is dependence. Dependence on a paycheck. Dependence on one source. Dependence on a system you don't control. And dependence creates fragility. If one decision above you changes, your entire life shifts. That's not wealth. That's vulnerability. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. The modern economy doesn't reward effort equally. It rewards leverage. Leverage of capital. Leverage of systems. Leverage of distribution. If you work 10 hours, you get paid for 10 hours. But if you own something that works 24 hours, you've changed the equation. That's the difference. Here's where most people get trapped. They increase income, but they also increase lifestyle. Higher salary, bigger house, better car, more expenses. Now they need that income. Now they can't leave. That's not success. That's a golden cage. Wealth is not about earning more. It's about reducing dependency. And dependency hides inside comfort. A stable job feels safe. But safe and free are not the same thing. Think about this. If you stopped working for 30 days, would money still come in? If the answer is no. You don't own income. You rent it. And rented income disappears when you stop paying with time. Now let's go deeper. Why do people stay in this cycle? Because effort is visible. Ownership is invisible at first. Working hard gives immediate validation. Ownership requires patience without applause. And most people choose applause. Schools teach you how to be productive. They don't teach you how to build assets. They train you to fit into systems, not to design them. That's not conspiracy. It's structure. The wealthy think differently. Not because they're smarter, but because they ask different questions. Instead of, how can I get paid more? They ask, how can I get paid repeatedly? One is linear, the other is exponential. Time is the most limited resource, and if your entire strategy depends on trading time, you're mathematically capped. There are only so many hours. But ownership scales beyond hours. This doesn't mean quit your job. It means start building something that doesn't require you every second: an asset, a skill with leverage, equity in something, distribution, digital property, a system, anything that shifts you from labor to leverage. Now here's the part people don't like hearing. It's slower in the beginning. Ownership feels unrewarding early on. No applause, no promotion, no visible progress, just quiet building. But compounding works silently, and silently is how wealth grows. The biggest trap isn't low income. It's linear thinking. If your plan is work more gives, earn more gives, spend more gives, repeat, you're running on a treadmill, busy, sweating, going nowhere. Real freedom starts when income is no longer attached to effort alone, when your time is optional, when your survival doesn't depend on someone else's approval. That's when control begins. So the real question isn't, why am I not rich? It's, what system am I inside? And more importantly, what system am I building? Because one keeps you dependent, the other builds power. And in the next episode, we're going to break down the psychological trap that keeps high earners stuck even after they start making more money. Because making money and building wealth are not the same thing. Before you leave, I want you to think about something. Are you building income, or are you building ownership? There's a difference, and most people never stop to question it. If this made you think, write one sentence in the comments. What system am I inside right now? Not for me. For yourself. And if you want to understand how high earners stay trapped even after making more money, make sure you're here for the next episode.